Welcome back to the show, ladies, gents and Pikachus, Wikipedia podcast, episode 15. Yes, and today we'll be talking about travel. But not any kind of boring old travel, we're talking about the perils of travelling through the city of London. Oh, good God. I'm glad I'm not there, that's all I can say to start with. Usually I would take a taxi, so I'm going to put some taxi stuff in the background. This is Grand Theft Auto 4, modded so that all the traffic is going at the maximum speed at all times. So it's a rather perilous journey from A to B, which is reminiscent of my time travelling through London, as you will find out. See, the thing is for me, from where I live, A to B from mine to actually getting into London is easy. You just take a train, it's a straight train there. It's fairly quick, it is expensive, but I mean, you know, it's not that often that I go there, so I don't mind that. The problem arises, however, when I need to get to somewhere that's not near a tube or a train station, and I don't want to use the buses, which will be the first thing that I'm going to bitch about. Buses in London are fucking horrific. I hate London buses these days. I never used to. Used to be able to get a bus at all hours, and it was fine. You just sat on there. I mean, you'd get chatter, you could chat to random people, that often happened. But there was very rarely an issue. There was very rarely trouble. And when there was trouble, other Londoners on the bus would usually come over to help or quell the person. So it felt like a family, you know. When I travel to London, I recognise I am not a Londoner. I'm an outsider. I say outsider. I'm white and British, so that's usually okay when you go to London, being white and being British. But nonetheless, I don't live in London anymore, so I consider myself to be an outsider. And as such, I behave a certain way. I respect people who are in London a little bit more than I would. I'm respectful at all times anyway. But what I mean is you give them like 2% extra reverence because they are Londoners. This is their home. You're invading their home, so you have to outwardly show with your behaviour that you're not going to be a problem and that you're accepting whatever it is that they are doing and saying and thinking. Ha! You can already sense the problem. Compare that to now, where it doesn't matter what you're saying or thinking or doing or being or what you are, you're likely to see trouble. That's just a fact. You as an outsider will immediately be spotted as such, and the trouble, if it doesn't already start with you, is likely to come your way. And that's not good, dear ladies and gents. That is not good at all. Pikachus are okay. They have certain specific electrical attacks, so they're okay. But I mean, when it comes to us regular people, we don't have those weapons to rely upon. There's nothing radical or extreme or dangerous about us. We're just passing through, if you like. So, I keep in mind, in this order, I'm effectively a London immigrant. I'm an immigrant to London because I'm not from London. The people who I will see are from London and they live here. This is their family and their house, and I'm an outsider to them. They probably won't like me now. So I keep all that in mind as I travel. So that's why I don't use the buses. And then what does that leave you with? Well, you can either walk. Well, you're going to have the same problem as you're going to have on the bus. It's just going to be a longer time for you to experience it. So that's out of the question. So that leaves you with a taxi. Not any cab. It has to be a proper London taxi. That's the only way I know for a fact that I will get there without being ripped off, robbed, or killed, you know, in an extreme scenario. And to top it all off, it's going to be extremely expensive for me. Probably more so because I'm an immigrant to London. Not that immigrants get treated badly in London, but obviously you're going to be expected to tip and you're not going to get any discounts, and that just goes without saying, which is a shame. It is a real shame. Discounts is a way of life for British people, especially English people, and especially Londoners. Now, stay with me here. I know you're probably thinking, what? Londoners don't give discounts. No, they do. They are extremely generous people, Londoners. Even immigrant Londoners who haven't been there long, they quickly pick up on the fact that people are generous to their neighbours in London, right? And they think, that's a good value, I'm going to copy that. And they become generous through having immigrated into London and living there. So, but that's not me. I am white British, not from London. So I won't get any of that stuff. I'm going to get the full charge, and then I'm going to have to tip heavily. So, the reason I'm going into London is probably to have an argument with a family member about politics. I'm going there of my own volition because they don't want to speak to me. Not that I've done anything wrong, or I don't know what it is that I'm thinking that's wrong, but I've definitely thought something wrong, and that needs to be discussed and corrected. But the only way I'm going to know this is by getting given the cold shoulder of no contact, which is another immigrant thought to me. That's not something our family ever did, or any of our neighbours. None of the people from this country that I knew would have ever done that, especially not to their own family. So nonetheless, I'm in London to do that. I reach the door, I get nowhere. I get the cold shoulder, I get told to fuck myself and go home. So that's what I do. Sans the fucking myself, I go home. It cost me just as much to get back. By the time I get back, I'm like £200 down, I'm miserable, I'm tired. The place looks a wreck as I'm leaving, there's graffiti everywhere, and I just want to be out of there as soon as I can be. So I get back here, I step off the train, and I breathe a sigh of relief. I'm home. It looks familiar, there's no graffiti, well there's a little bit of graffiti, but it's not actually bad. I don't even recognise graffiti there. That's nice graffiti to me. I know the kids that did that graffiti, and actually, they're well liked. They were, they were young, and they were trying to show off. One of them got a shag out of it. So, fair fucking play to that dude. By the way, he is actually from London, and moved here, his family moved here. So yeah, in conclusion, travelling through London is perilous enough, especially when you don't want to be there, but you have to be. It's like work, and it costs a fortune. And I just think, if I didn't have to go there, I never ever would go there ever again. And that, dear ladies, gents and Pikachus, is the real conclusion of this is, what the hell is happening to London, and why is it affecting me so badly? I have no problem with London, I used to love it there. Anyway, that's the end of today's video, so hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time.